Hello folks, Scott with Dallas Paint Correction and Auto Detailing. I want to talk about something. It's Iron X. A lot of you guys are using it on your tires, using it on your wheels to clean it. Here's the deal. I have a bunch of people saying on my thing I ramble too much, so I'm going to try to make this as quick as I can, but there's a lot of details and stuff, and I'm sorry for that, folks. Just bear with me. Why does, if I spray Iron X on this deal, and I've got a super degreaser bottle, it has Iron X in it, I put it in this bottle. Why? I don't know, I like it. Not that I like the bottle with a sprayer, but it just so happens to be in this, and that's the way it goes for now. So if I spray this on here, Iron X, holy crap, if you've never used it before, oh God, I don't know why. Actually, I do know why, and that's the part of this video. But if you use Iron X, and you spray it on the wheel, what do you got to wait? 3 to 5 minutes for it to start reacting to the brake dust, and then it starts changing colors. It also, holy crap, I'm sorry, this stinks. The Iron X, whatever's, I actually know what's in it. I don't know why I keep saying that, but I'm not going to get into what's in it unless you guys want to know. It stinks. It smells. I don't like it for one of those. That's one of the reasons why I don't like it. But do any of you know why it turns colors? I'm going to rinse this off because it's killing me. Do any of you know why it changes colors when you spray it? There's a little purple stuff coming out now. Do you know why it changes colors when it comes in contact with brake dust, metal, ferrous metals? Well, here you go, folks. The reason why Iron X, and don't worry about it if you don't know it, because most professional detailers don't know it either. The reason why it changes colors, it turns purple when it hits contact with metal, is that it is rapidly accelerating the process of oxidation. Rapidly accelerating the process of oxidation. That's how it's breaking down the brake dust. That's how it's breaking down the metals that might be stuck on your tire, might be stuck on the paint. It's rapidly accelerating oxidation. That's one way you can break down metals. Why is this an issue when we're using it on wheels? First of all, Iron X doesn't have great cleaners in it as far as getting rid of grease and grime. May be great with breaking down metals, but it's just not a great cleaner. You got to sit here and agitate it. Sometimes you don't get enough cleaning ability with it. You got to shoot it with some soap or whatever. The other issue is there might be some water spots on this tire, on this wheel. From the last time I washed it, maybe I washed it 2-3 weeks ago, I hit some rain, some puddles, water spots get on it. Iron X will not remove water spots off the tire. Iron X doesn't do a great job of removing grease and grime from the tires. It's also using a chemical inside of it. Don't want to kill you with what the chemical is, because it's just too long. I don't want to kill you with a long video, but if you want to know it, just send me a message. The oxidation that's happening with Iron X, the reason why it's an issue, especially when you're working on wheels, is because we have to remember something. The rubber tire, right? The synthetic rubber tire. If you watched my video about rubber tires and how they're made today, there's a chemical inside them called anti-ozonates. There's also an anti-molding agent within them. When those agents come to the surface of the tire, what do? They turn brown when they hit the air. That's a process of oxidation. We have ozone layers on Earth. Some of them are good ozone gas, some of them are bad ozone gas, but the synthetic tire is subject to that kind of breaking down. It will start to degrade from oxidation. So if you're taking your Iron X and spraying it on the wheel, and then you're spraying it on the tire, this is where the problem lies. If you spray it on the tire, and then you scrub your tire, and then you take your water and just rinse off the tire, and you think you got all the residue off, trust me, you haven't. All cleaners will leave some form of residue, and because the chemical that's in Iron X is lying still on this tire, remember, the chemicals, the anti-ozonates that come to the surface, they turn brown anyway when they hit air. If you've got any type of Iron X on the rubber wheel, and it's got residue on it, it could potentially turn brown faster. It also could be thicker browning than it was before without the residue on it. It's one of the reasons why I don't like using it around tires or around wheels, because if you get any residue at all on the rubber tire, you could come into problems with browning, the tires turning brown, and that browning being thicker than it would have been if there was nothing on the tire at all. So And again, it doesn't break down through grease and grime. It doesn't remove water spots. It takes too long, 3 to 5 minutes for it to react. But here's the deal. A lot of people say, boy, Scott, you use an acid-based wheel cleaner. That's not earth-friendly. Well, let me tell you something, folks. All these companies that tell you it's pH neutral or pH balanced, we just got to think outside the box. If that chemical, I know what that chemical is, not going to tell you what it is. The chemical that's inside Iron X breaks down metal. It does it by rapidly accelerating oxidation. That is not a nice chemical. It's not earth-friendly. It's not nice when you rinse it off the wheel and it goes into your drainage system or on your lawn. There just really isn't a great wheel cleaner to break down all that nasty stuff on there. I don't like using an acid-based cleaner myself. I'm not naive to the fact it's not earth-friendly, but either is Iron X. There's too much stuff going on with that stuff. It stinks. It doesn't get the job done effectively. You got to wait 3 to 5 minutes for it to work. I just wanted to give you guys a simple little video, a short video of what Iron X is actually doing. Remember, it's rapidly accelerating the process of oxidation. That's how it breaks down the brake dust. But then if you're applying it to the tire, even if you're not applying it to the tire, some of it can run off the wheel and onto the tire, and you've got some residue left over from Iron X on your wheel. You just want to make sure if you're going to clean your wheels with Iron X, use another cleaner, break down all that residue so there's no residue from the Iron X, and you're not going to have any issues with tire browning. It's not the end of the world. It just means more steps for you. I would not feel comfortable using Iron X on the actual rubber synthetic wheel, scrubbing it down and rinsing it off, because you can potentially still have residue on there. Now, some people won't see it. Maybe they're cleaning their tire every week. It's not a big issue. But if you're cleaning your tires once a month and you've got residue on the outside of that tire, outside of this rubber tire, you might start seeing browning coming back more often. You might see it thicker than it typically is. One of the reasons why I don't like Iron X. I'm going to shut this video off because I think I've gotten to the point. But there's the deal. That's why Iron X turns color. It's reacting to the brake dust. The chemical is actually rapidly accelerating the process of oxidation. Be careful with the residue on this synthetic rubber tire, or else you can have more browning issues. It doesn't cut through grease and grime. Just one of the reasons why I don't use it. I do use it on the paint. It's great on the paint, removing some types of metals off the paint. I know my videos are too long. I actually know how to remove metal off the paint. I actually know how to stop metal from sticking to paint before it even has a chance to bond. Maybe one day I'll throw that secret out there. And I can't do it for my customers' cars because the car has to be with me to do it. But I do it to my own cars. I get very little metal, very little ferrous metal sticking to my car. It's a secret of mine. Maybe one day, hey, maybe if I hit like 60,000 subscribers, I'll let some of these secrets out. But there's my little tutorial on Iron X, why I don't use it. Just be careful if you're using it, guys, especially on the rubber wheel, the synthetic tire. Make sure you're getting all that residue off. Maybe even take like an isopropyl alcohol wipe down and make sure you get all that residue off, because some of you might start seeing more browning, thicker browning. Just some heads up. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for all your support. Until next time, be safe.